Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be, she slept with her ex. I've got an email here from a guy who was dating a girl for a while, I guess about the last 10, 11 months. They broke up. They even lived together for a period of time. She moved out, but they continued hanging out, having fun, and hooking up. And so he's thinking, hey, things are really as good as they were in the beginning when we started dating. So he's thinking everything's great. And then he finds out that she was also dating and sleeping with her ex-boyfriend at the same time. And so now he's thinking, what the fuck? So I got a quote that I wrote on this topic, and I'm going to go through his email. And the quote says, psychological studies have shown that it only takes one incident where someone violates your trust to ruin your ability to fully trust that person ever again, despite their apologizing and making things right. People who place a high value on loyalty, doing the right thing, considering other people's feelings, and who respect others are highly unlikely to violate someone's trust in them. People who are selfish, narcissistic, who lack empathy, who have an every man for himself kind of attitude, who have a history of lying and cheating, etc., simply are not trustworthy or capable of being someone you can count on. So, let's take a closer look, shall we? He says, hey Corey, I know it's a shot in the dark to receive a reply because you must get a ton of emails. Yep. I'll even pay you, I just want your opinion. I've watched a lot of your videos and some do apply, but I want your personal opinion on my situation. I mean, I've done over probably close to 1,800 videos at this point, so more than likely if you've got a question, it's like I see this all the time, guys. I've watched all your videos, and they may go through the Essential Fundamentals playlist thinking they've watched all my videos, but chances are I've done a video in a similar situation. This one's a little different because even though they had broken up, from his perspective, things really didn't change that much. She just wasn't living with him anymore. But obviously, from her perspective, because they weren't officially together, all's fair in love and war. I met this girl 10 months ago and fell in love. Hard. This girl was perfect. Funny, good-looking, and amazing personality. Her family loves me. Everything was great. We had great sex, and honestly, I couldn't have asked for anything better. We moved in together only a few months in, and everything was good. About 2 months ago, I was stressed with work and money, and we started fighting a little. So it sounds like you were taking it out on her, which it's not a good situation, but at the end of the day, the longer you're together with somebody, I mean, things are going to happen. You might lose your job, you might hate the new boss at work, or you might be having problems with one of your business partners, or things aren't going well with business, or money gets tight, or you get sued, or whatever it happens to be. Stress happens to both men and women. And you either deal with it internally and discuss it in a loving way with your partner, or do you project that onto the other person and blame them in a way to make yourself feel better? So he says, nothing crazy, but the fighting got to her. Well, men who understand women don't argue with them. Unless, of course, you got a woman who just won't communicate and talk, then it gets very frustrating. I've dated women who just stonewall you. They just refuse to communicate. They tell you they're pissed off at you, and you've got all these character flaws and things they don't like. You're like, well, okay, well, tell me. Well, I'm not going to give you a list. Well, how are we going to work things out if you won't tell me why you're upset? Well, I don't want to talk about it. I just want to have fun. Try dating a woman like that. You'll pull your fucking hair out. She said this is whether you're a woman or a man. I mean, it's frustrating dating somebody that's like that. She said, this is the kind of person that I am, and said that we need a break. So she moved out. During this break, we had been together every day. Things were back to normal like when we first started dating. So what was really going on? Were you doing all the pursuing at this point? Because he doesn't really reveal that. But obviously they're spending a lot of time together. A week ago, I found out she's been talking to her ex-boyfriend. I found out that she slept there and, of course, had sex. So in her mind, you can tell her model of the world is, hey, we're taking a break. You're not in a committed relationship. So she's fair. She's able to do whatever she wants. To date you, to date him. But obviously she didn't tell you that little part of it. That's a nice thing to do. It's bullshit. When I confronted her, she got defensive and blocked me from her phone, Facebook, and everything else. She told me we're done and to move on because she has. It's like she just sticks the knife in your back and then she starts twisting it, throwing a little lemon juice, a little salt in there. This is not the kind of person that I would want to date. Because now you go through a difficult time and you see how she really is. You live together for all those months and that's how she treats you? You're just a disposable commodity. She doesn't give a fuck. She still talks to my sister and my sister lets me in on the conversation. It's more of, I'm sorry, I don't want you to think I'm a bad person. Bob and I will just not work out after what I've seen lately. I still want to be in touch with you. With this being said, my ex has changed her mind on careers about 10 times in the last 2 months. It's not your job to fix her. It's not your job to rescue her. It's not your job to make her career decisions for her either. She dropped out of the university, started hair school, and is very indecisive, and has been telling everyone we're getting married because honestly everyone believed we were. So she's obviously living a lie. She's bullshitting you and she's bullshitting everybody else. So now you see what her real character is. Going back to her ex, he's always been in the picture. We broke up once for about a week and I know she was talking to him. I've seen her text him a few times. It's always something. So she keeps the male orbiters in the background. Obviously this one particular, the one guy you know about is the ex-boyfriend. Women who have a low self-esteem, who are insecure, that's what they do. They got to keep other guys in the background in case something doesn't work out. And since she ended your relationship in her eyes, but yet she's still fucking you and hanging out with you, it's okay. It's okay to go hang out with somebody else because, again, you're not in a committed relationship. You're no longer living together. You, in essence, were just fuck buddies in her eyes. She knew what she was doing. She's not fucking stupid. But obviously, for the guy that's written in, he's thinking, hey, things are actually even better than they were when we were living together. Kind of like they were when we first started dating. Recently, I called her out and asked if she was over him. And she said no, apologized, and told me to leave her and her family alone. But yet, it's okay for her to stay in contact with your sister. Selfish, narcissistic tendencies. It's all about her. She doesn't fucking give a shit. She's just using people to get what she wants and to stroke her own ego. Her family is still in contact with me and cannot believe, nor do they support her decision. When I found out that she had slept there, I messaged him, congratulated him, and made a few comments about their poor excuse of a sex life. Dude, come on, man. You shouldn't have done that. She had told me about it while we were together. When she was telling me it's over, she also mentioned she couldn't believe I did that, and that made her decision easier. My friends, my family, and hers are all in shock. I'm not sure how to go about it. Suggestions? By the way, I'm almost 32 and she's 21. Well, as far as being a girlfriend or a wife or somebody to live with, no. Never again, dude. Fuck buddy, friends with benefits, sex playmate. If you want to talk, just got to keep in mind, this is her character now. She's lying to you, and she's lying to everybody else, telling everybody that you guys are getting married. Meanwhile, she's fucking an ex-boyfriend. Why? Because she doesn't want to tell him the truth, because she doesn't want to get shit for it. So instead, she maintains a lie. She lies to you, she lies to her family, because she's fucking weak. She's insecure, she's indecisive, she's immature. It's not your job to mold her into the kind of woman that you want. So I would never call or contact this girl again. If she ever reaches out, invite her to your place, hang out, have fun, and hook up. I wouldn't take her out, I wouldn't do anything, or just treat her like a fuck buddy, because that's all she's good for. She ain't relationship material, and if she talks about getting back together, say, no, you already violated my trust once. And even if you do take a girl like this back, you're always going to have this bad memory of all the lies that she's told everybody. This is who she is. She maintains this with her whole family. And again, it's not your job to fix her. Maybe someday she grows up and she doesn't do these things, but I've found in my own life that people don't change who they are. They may become a better version of who they are, but at the end of the day, if they're a liar, if they deceive people, they're always going to be that way in life. Telling the truth is just not something that they're emotionally conditioned to do or they used to. I mean, she's 21 years old. She didn't just learn this yesterday. She's been this way her whole fucking life. So she's a fuck buddy, and that's it and nothing more. And I would never call or text her again. If she does reach out and you would like to hook up with her again, invite her over, make dinner together. Don't agree to go anywhere. Don't agree to meet her out. If she tries to get you to do that, just say, it's been a long week. I'm just in the mood to hang at my place. If you don't want to come over and make dinner together, give me a call in 2 to 3 weeks, and maybe I'll be up for something more formal then. So therefore, the only way you're going to interact with her is if it's in your terms, meaning she comes to your place to hang out. That's it. Because she doesn't warrant anything else. And if you want a girl to have a good relationship with, you want to find somebody that has good character traits, somebody that places a high value on loyalty and communication. And this girl obviously does not. You know, she has no problem lying to you. She's probably lying to the ex-boyfriend, and that's just the way she is. It sucks, but you can't change the way people are. I mean, I've dated women that were like this. You bounce back and forth. You're together, and then things start to go sideways. They're contacting the male orbiters, trying to line them up. That way, if there's a breakup, they got a safety net. They can just run to one of the other guys. So it's it's emotionally easier for her to get over the breakup because she's already hanging out with other dudes. And then 2 weeks later, you're crying in your beer with your buddies, and she shows up with another dude, and she's all over him. You're thinking, what the fuck? That's just the nature of who she is, because she's got self-esteem issues. It's like, you don't want to date somebody like that. It's just the way it's always going to be. I mean, think about it. You want somebody like that as the mother of your children? What do you think she's going to teach your kids? Especially if she becomes a stay-at-home mom, and she's going to have the greatest influence on your children. Then you're going to have kids who are going to lie and deceive you all the time, and they'll deceive her. And then she'll go, I can't believe it. Where did she learn this? I had a girlfriend that I dated, and one of her kids was lying and deceiving her, and she's like, I just can't believe it. I go, I wonder where she got that from. Something to think about. So if you'd like to get my help personally, the quickest way is to book a paid phone, Skype, or email coaching session. You can choose any of those options by going to my website, clicking the products tab at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions for booking whichever option works best for you. And I will talk to you soon.